Okay, so it is that time where we are going to complete our first lab. I wanted to give you a quick walkthrough with some information on how to access everything in your lab so that you can get started and you know what you're doing before we have this help session. Whenever you go into your lab, there's different ways that you can do it. If you're waiting until the 22nd, the day that you're supposed to start the lab to actually begin, you can just click this link directly from your plan. So I clicked the Start Lab Here checklist and it brings me to this page. So this is where you can make the decision on what method you would like to complete the lab. There's two options. I talked about this in class as well. Option A is to complete the lab completely virtually. So if you would like to use the video that's provided, watch that video and then use the data sheet that's provided and then just interpret the results, then you're going to select the box for virtual lab option A. The moment that you select these and you click next, it will open up all of the resources that you need for the lab. If you want to complete the lab at home on your own using items from your lab kit as well as items that you have around your house, then check off this box. Now remember, you do have to have some materials at home to be able to complete this lab. So make sure that you have these materials. If you change your mind, you can come back and check both of them or the other one and it will show them. The reason why I did this is because I just wanted to limit the amount of boxes and resources and modules so you didn't get confused. I was just trying to streamline everything. So let's just say we decided we wanted to do everything virtually, and whenever you click the next button, it pops up and it says, hey, you've got new content available. So you can click here to get to it, or you can go back and now you'll see that you've got this whole folder, option A, virtual. Okay, so if you're doing a virtual lab, you're going to use everything in this folder. And then if you had chosen the other option for option B, at home, you would have a folder that looks like this. So it just depends on which one you choose. So either way, you're going to start in the same place, but you're going to have different resources that you're going to use. So everyone, the first thing that I want you to do is open up the lesson introduction. This is the most important step that pretty much I would say 95% of the time that I get an email saying I don't know what to do for the lab, it's because they didn't start here. Okay, so we're looking at our lesson introduction, and on the second page you'll get a PDF of a student guide. This is the most important piece that you will have for the lab. So if you're doing this one at home, it tells you what materials you need and it tells you step by step what you need to do in order to complete the lab. Same thing goes for the virtual version, except I would say the virtual version might be even more important to get the student guide, because the virtual version is going to have all the data that you need to complete the lab report. As you can see here, you've got the student guide, and then you see it actually gives you the time and the mass changes of the rock models. So if you're doing this yourself, you're going to get these numbers yourself. And if you're not doing it yourself and you're just watching the video, you're going to use the information that's provided. So this is step one. Then you're going to make sure that you are using the correct lab report. So I've said this in class as well, and so I'll repeat it again here, and it's in multiple places linked throughout the entire lab. But you're going to use the lab report that is modified, and it will say 1.08 lab report. It has this school year on it. That's how you know you're using the correct lab report. You can find it in the title of the different folders, and then it's also in the assessment. I linked it here for the modified lab report so that you can see it everywhere, and hopefully there won't be any confusion. So if you don't turn in that modified lab report, you're automatically not going to get full credit because it's not asking the same questions. No matter which version of the lab that you choose to do, virtual or at home, you're going to use the same lab report. When completing your lab report, be sure to select, you can either highlight it or underline it or bold it, whatever you want to do, whichever option that you did. Did you A, use your own materials and create a rock model, or B, you used the video and the data tables so you did it virtually? So choose which way you did it, and then you're going to put your hypothesis and then you're going to start filling out the information. Big thing here, number 4, it asks for you to create a line graph. So there's multiple ways to do this, but one of the easiest ways is just to go to straight into insert, then chart, and then you can click a line graph right here. You wait until it pops up. Perfect. And then it gives you a little category part that you can go in and you can put your mass on one part and you put your time on the other part, and then you are good to go. So I will go over this a little bit more in the help session that we have, and there will be a recording of that as well that I will post. If you need assistance creating these graphs, be sure to attend that or watch the recording. Otherwise, if you're still having issues getting started, please email me. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in class.